Good evening, fellow YouTubers. You're tuning into Ronnie Rab. I am checking in after a 3-week absence. Recap on my last video, if you haven't seen it. I was 35 or 36 weeks pregnant. And actually, no, it's a little longer than that. Anyway, I had my baby. Yay. He was born on the 13th of January, so he's 3 weeks tomorrow, and it was hard. He was 9 pounds, 2 ounces, 21 inches, born at 11:45 in the late afternoon, early afternoon, I guess. I am still breastfeeding. I plan on breastfeeding for, my goal is a year. So I'm going to be figuring out how that works into my whole journey. Anyway, I have a list of things so I don't forget. So my baby was born, and now I'm continuing on my checklist of things that I need to get done to have the VST surgery. My stats, I was, let's see here, I was 248 about a week before I went into the hospital to have my baby. I was 52 inches around the hips and 53 midsection. That is my other child. When I was checking out, the day that I checked out of the hospital, I was 241 pounds. So I didn't lose very much, but I was also fully clothed when I took that weight. 2 weeks later, I was 47.5 and 50 around the hips and belly and hips, and 227 pounds. So that was a remarkable difference for that 2-week period. Today, I weighed in at 229, and I did not measure hips or belly. I weighed in at the dietitian's office. So I had a couple things happen today. I had an appointment with the bariatric dietitian, and she was super nice. She helped me a lot with getting headed in the right direction for my changes that I have to make in my diet. And we talked about lifestyle, a little bit of things that I could do to kind of start slowly adjusting. And because I am breastfeeding, I'm also supplementing my baby because I don't make enough milk. My nutrition isn't up to par, obviously, so I definitely need to drink a lot more water. My intake goal, she said, is 18 to 2,000. Because of the breastfeeding, I do need to make sure that my nutrients uptake is a little bit higher. Otherwise, I would be in a 14 to 1,600 calorie range. I also, she mentioned that it is going to be a little bit tricky, of course, with a new baby. There's a lot of things that need to be adjusted, including my terrible habits that I have formed. So we went over a few steps that I can take, some little things that I can change that will, in the long run, make a big difference. And of course, the sooner you start, the better it is, and the easier it gets as I get closer to my surgery date, because after that date, it's going to be really difficult to, have the nutrition that I need to have. The other thing that happened today is I went to the sleep center and picked up a kit for my sleep study, which, if you can see, there's little thing right here on my chest with tape, and there's a wire, and this little contraption is on my hand for the rest of the night until tomorrow morning. This little thing on my chest measures my snoring. It also measures, or it will tell them what side I'm sleeping on, or if I'm sleeping on my back. I'm not really sure how that happens, but that measures what position you're sleeping in. Then, of course, this takes like your blood pressure, and I don't know, it probably takes your oxygenation or whatever it's called also, and it's all recorded on here. I just need to press the start button and take this little purple tab off, and that will officially begin my sleep study. I haven't done it yet because I know I'm not going to be going to lay down for a little while, since I'm obviously here with you guys. So those are the two big things that happened today. I also got scheduled for the bariatric info meeting, which is this Friday. And once I get through that meeting, the following week, hopefully, I will be able to get into the 12-week program, the options program. And assuming I get every week in, I will have completed the 12-week program the last week of April. So that means my surgery would be shortly thereafter. Now, what I was told when I first what I was told when I went to my first doctor's appointment is that they usually schedule the surgery within about 12 weeks after the 12-week options program. So within 24 weeks, I should have had surgery. So I'm hoping that shortly after my 12-week options class, I will have a surgery date, because I do want to get it done sooner than later. And if you've made that calculation, obviously it'll be May, June, which I prefer May than June, but of course I will take what I can get. I'm going to try not to complain too much, because the fact that I'm having all of this covered by my insurance is a blessing in and of itself. So I'm just trying to go with the flow and see how things go. So I went over the 12-week program, and oh, right, insurance issues. I have seen in several vlogs and blog sites that people have had issues with insurance backing out after you lose a certain amount of weight and your BMI goes below the standard of what they require for the surgeries. Now, I actually am on Bariatric Pal, which is a great resource. I've really enjoyed writing back and forth to people and just seeing how everybody's progressing. But one thing that did strike me is there was someone that was writing about having a lot of problems with their insurance after having lost a significant amount of weight that brought their BMI below the requirements for the surgery, and now the insurance doesn't want to cover it, which I think is really ridiculous. From what I understand, what I was told today by my dietitian is that my first appointment, I qualified, and the doctor agreed, so they put in the request, and everything is in the process. It was in the works since December of last year, which is when I had my appointment with the doctor, and so it's not going, Kaiser will not backtrack after that. So that put me at ease, because I was at a 41 BMI, yes, 41% BMI while I was pregnant. And of course, I've lost a significant amount of weight, which was actually, it's about 10% of my weight, I think, something like that. So I am at 38.6 BMI now. So that would technically put me at that at that below the 40%, which is what they require. But I also have the comorbidities, so if I had a different insurance, it might be a big issue for me. But because I have Kaiser and they are awesome, I don't have any problems so far. And I don't foresee having any problems based on what my initial consultation was with the doctor. So that is what has happened so far in the last 3 weeks that I've been offline. I will try to be back on Friday after my informational meeting, and hopefully I'll have a date to start the options class, the 12-week classes then. Take care and check back with me if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any questions that you would like me to ask the doctors or at the meeting on Friday, anything like that. Just put it in the comments and I'll do my best to find you the correct answers. Have a good night.